Hello friends, myself Sameer Chavan. I am a October 12 batch student and my specialization is operation. I am actually from technical background. I have done chemical engineering and then I have done BSc also. And today I am here to just share something regarding Kaizen. Kaizen is a quality or quantity improvement or a improvement technique which is used in industry to get better results from the same existing processes. Kaizen is a Japanese word. It consists of two parts, K-A-I and second is Z-E-N. Kai do stand for change. The meaning of Kai is change and the meaning of Z, Z-E-N, Zen is good. So the overall meaning is a change that is good for process or a good change which can improve the process. Generally in Kaizen we go for small incremental changes to get big results or better results. It's nearly same like Six Sigma or Lean. It's a same quality improvement method, but it requires less efforts, and details we can see when we proceed. Masaki Imai is the developer or the father of Kaizen. He is the person who has developed Kaizen, and as I have told, Kai means change and Zen means good. So Kaizen, the word came from here. It is a small incremental changes made by improving productivity and minimizing waste. It's not all about just improving the thing, but also minimizing the waste in the process or anything or whatever, wherever you are going to implement. You first has to concentrate on minimizing the waste also. The major three principles of Kaizen are: consider the process and the result. First we have to consider the process which we are going to study or for which we are going to do the Kaizen. We are Kaizening, the word used as Kaizening the process or Kaizened process, they called it as. And then the second part is the need to look at the entire process of the job at hand and evaluate the job as to best way to get the job done. You can now when we go forward we will look how this part is done, the brainstorming and all that part which comes under this. And the third part is Kaizen must be approached in such a way that no one is blamed and the best process is put into the place. After brainstorming, everyone is there who put their efforts, and sometimes, as we know in industry, there are chances that the system what we implement may not work. Then no one should be blamed for the negative results or the wrong results. It's a team effort, so everyone is responsible with the same ingredient, and no one should be blamed for the results, and we should get the best of whatever we have decided, whatever we have brainstormed. We should get the best out of that. As in this slide we can see, Kaizen is consisting of many of Kaizen umbrella, they call it that. It's customer satisfaction, total quality control, robotic control cost, Kanban. Again there are many methods which are involved like Kanban, Pokoyoke, total productive maintenance, all of cell group studies and many of things. But what are the features of Kaizen? Why Kaizen should be used in industry? That is very widely applicable. For service industries like call centers, for production industries like big refineries, steel manufacturing plants or ore processing units, there also Kaizen can be used. So we can see that from a smallest place to a biggest industry we can implement it. I can give one example that in the first slide we have seen a crow putting stones in that pot. We have heard this story when we are in our childhood about the crow was very thirsty, he was looking for water, then he see a pot. In that pot the water was at the bottom level, so he can't put his thrust. So what he does, he pick up small stone and put it in that pot. So the water level rises, he goes there, he drinks the water, and the mission for that crow is accomplished. So it's that we can call it as a Kaizen process. The main aim of that process is to fulfill the thirst. He has to accomplish his target of drinking the water. So the simple process was go to the water and drink it, but it was not so easy because the water levels are low. So what he has done, he has improved the process by putting the stones and bringing the water level up. So this is the smallest example of Kaizen. So second part is the feature about Kaizen is it's highly effective and result oriented. Kaizen is many of a time Kaizen is used for results only. It's not just a training method. We put long hours of training in that and finally we come out with no results. It's first we set our targets and then we start our goal achieving, and in the mean process we find out our results. So that is Kaizen is all about. Then again, third important feature is it's a learning experience. The members, the leaders, everyone who is involved in the Kaizen team will definitely, by my personal experience, I can say that your thinking capability changes. The way you think, the way you look at the process, the way you look at the problems, your capability of rationalizing the thing, that changes. So it's a learning experience whomever is concerned with Kaizen. Then it's a team based and cross functional. How it's a cross functional and how it works, how the teams are built, we can see in the latter part. So these are the feature of Kaizen. So now we come to the phases in Kaizen. Whatever we study like Six Sigma and many other methods, always it starts with step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4 and blah blah blah. But in Kaizen we never start with step 1. It's always step 0. It is a unique thing regarding Kaizen. Kaizen always start with step 0. So what is the 0 step? It's event preparation, selecting event area, team and creating team packages. Before selecting the event, why we should select a team and what is the use of that? It's a very simple explanation that can be given, that if suppose I work in manufacturing and I want to Kaizen my process, it's not very easy for it's not very hard for me to do the changes because I'm very familiar with the process. But many a times, as being familiar with the process, I'm very reluctant for the new changes because I'm very much upset that okay, if I change the process and if suppose some drawbacks comes, then my smooth process will go in vain. So many a time the process owner, if they have given the responsibility, they many a time won't accept the changes because they don't want to hamper the smooth run of the process. So for that, the cross-functional peoples are got involved, like some marketing people, some maintenance, some inventory people. They have also got involved. They have made a team, and then finally the which part you want to study, what is your project, for which part you are doing Kaizen. It's decided or is set. Then the step 1, it comes under as define the scope and goal of the event. Just like simple thing, what is your scope and what is your goal. Third step, it be train the team, review the world class tools and techniques and all these things, because everybody in the team may not have got the knowledge or complete details about the Kaizen. So for that, the team is trained. The people were given some training regarding the tools and the technique that they can use while they are doing their studies or whatever they are going through, different analyzing methods, inspection methods in that. Next part is after getting trained, that people are being sent to the event area or the concerned area where the problem is or where we want to have a solution or we want to have a improvement. So they go in that event area, they observe it physically, what is the layout, what are the, if even they have some videos like some CCTV recording, or they have put up some effort of the movements of worker. If you want to minimize the movements of worker in a concerned process, then they study that video also, and then depending on that, here the what you can say, the next part, the step 4, what we talking about, the start of that step 4 comes that here, after looking up at the layout and all that thing, the physical study, then the idea started to come out. After now the step 4 is what? Collecting the data. Of whatever we do, we should have some firm background, as we have been taught in our managemental studies, that it's not just going out and doing the things on gut feeling. There are some ways, sometimes you have to do it on gut feeling, but many a time you should have a proper study, proper backup of data to show whatever decision you have taken, they are right, and they are what your effort, what you are putting are related to that. So in step 4, you collect the data of that area, then develop and obtain the baseline. So what is your baseline? What is the current working level of that process, and where you want to set your process, or where you want to upper limit, lower limit, that comes, that minimum level to which you want to go, or higher limit where you want to go. Then step 5 is brainstorming ideas. All the team members, they sit down, they think about the process, then everyone gives their own idea, they talk about it, someone gives his idea, someone gives the different idea, then the team sit down and find out the best possible ways. Or sometimes we think that okay, this process should be done like this only, but what we call is as out of box thinking. When a team work, then someone is there who think out of the box, and it might look some comic part, or someone think, yeah, it's not possible the way you are thinking, but it after implementation it may give big or better results. So that is also out of box thinking in step 5. In step 6, prioritizing top 8 to 10 ideas. We get many ideas when we do brainstorming, so we prioritize that idea which is the cheapest or which is the easy to implement idea, and depending upon that we put them in order, and first idea which is most easy to work on, we start working on that. Then comes step 7, where we form sub teams to go out and try and implement the idea. Out of that, suppose you have got 10 people, you have got 5 ideas which you have decided now you are going to implement. You make a team of 2 people each, so there become 5 teams. That 5 teams goes with one idea, one different idea each, and they work on their idea to get the results. So these are the event. Then generally what we learn that in any quality improvement tools, that PDCA cycle, Damien Willing's PDCA cycle, plan, do, check and act. Kaizen also has nearly a same cycle. It's a 4 step. Only 4 steps can give you the result. First is selecting the event. Before this slide we have seen that there are 8 steps, but if we summarize them, or if we shorten them, there are only 4 steps. First is selecting an event, then planning an event. What does come in planning? Planning is a very simple method. It's not related that you has to sit for long hours and study different tools and many things, just to plan on what date you are going to complete your data study, on what date you are going to do the physical checking, on what date you are going to means all the people are going to sit in a room or conference or anywhere and get the brainstorming session started. It's not necessary that the brainstorming session should end in 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 days or hours. Sometimes it goes beyond that. The best idea comes many a times at the latter part of the brainstorming event. And then after getting the brainstorming ideas, third step is implementing that idea or implementing that event which come out of brainstorming, and finally following up with that event. Whatever implementation you have thought that will bring about the better changes in the process, you have implemented it. You just have to follow up with the concerned authorities or concerned people, concerned operation team, service team, that whether the same thing is going on or they have put a break to it. So it's a 4 step: selecting event, planning the event, implementing the event, and 4th is the following up with the event. What are the benefits of Kaizen? Here I can give a example which is unique of a thing, that many of us do eat papad in our daily dinner or lunch. So some people do eat that small size papad. So when the papad industry decided to launch that small papad, so they have a target. They have studied the process. That aim was fixed. They want to sell that papad in that market. So how to make the small papad, because they are really like small size. One can't make them by hand. So they have asked for a machine. They have given the design. They have given their requirements, and they have got a design which nearly worth in crores. But they are going to get a huge amount of papad out of that. But when Lijat gone in market, and their marketing team told them that the requirement for that unique size papad is very less, because some people used it, not everyone and every home use them, because we have a certain palm what you can say size papad, we use it at home. So what to do, because they want to launch it as a different product, but they don't want to put a huge capital investment in that also. At that point there comes a suggestion. At start it looks very weird to some of the higher authorities, that the same ladies were doing the Lijat papad at their homes and Lijat is collecting them. We should provide them with a small die like a tiffin box cover, and they can punch the hole. The size should be unique, and we should provide that die to every lady. It costs nothing like 5 or 10 rupees. We provide them, and they will make a big roll of chapati, and then from that, by pressing the die, they can get the papad. So with nearly no investment, they have got the product in the market, and it was a very instant hit. So this is the benefit of Kaizen. Without giving much capital, without doing much study, or without going in the process too far, they have got the better results. So what are the benefits? Is Kaizen reduces waste like inventory, time, or worker motion. Sometimes the worker has to move a lot in process. By Kaizening the process, you come out that okay, this man, if he's collecting a thing, he's going there, he's putting it on a table, then he's taking in the hand and doing a hacksaw, any work. You can reduce his motion. Like okay, you can put a trolley and a person who can put the jobs on everyone's individual table. So the motion which he is taking, he's going to workshop or he's going to warehouse to collect that part, and again coming back. So the time required for all that motion, you cut it down. So there are many ways you can cut down inventories, time, and even your some better quality results. Second benefit can be Kaizen improves space utilization, product quality. As we have seen earlier, there would have been some system that using some forklift machine, using some pallets or something like that, or using some improved packaging methods can reduce your holding space. Then it gives results in higher employment morale and job satisfaction and lower turnover. It's a most of same in any quality method you study, that higher employee morale, because you get the better results, company goes for better profits, so the employee morale has to go up. And one of the example is Toyota, which is a well-known of company in automobile. They have used Kaizen in 1999 in their one of US plant, and 7,000 Toyota employees in some span of 1 month have nearly submitted 75,000 suggestions. Nearly you can calculate that nearly 10 suggestions per employee they have got. And the more fascinating part comes after this, that out of this 75,000 suggestions, nearly 99% suggestion was implemented suggestion. After the system goes on, They have nearly implemented, out of the 75,000 suggestions, they have implemented 74,000 suggestions. So the people who have given the suggestion was feeling very proud that okay, I have given the suggestion and company has implemented that. So the ownership concept or morale that comes here. Then varieties of Kaizen: individual versus team, day-to-day versus special event, process level versus sub-process level. What are individual versus team? In some cases, like I have given the Papad example, it's a individual Kaizen. Every employee, every person is working on his individual. You are doing some implementation method and you are getting the results. Or in case of some team who are doing some round or a chain work, you can put the Kaizen out there and you can get the results. So for individual job who is working on a desk and doing something on computer or stationery, you can implement Kaizen in that case also. Or people who are working in team and they are giving you results or giving some products, you can put your Kaizen out there also. And day-to-day versus special activity. If suppose you find out that in your process, if some part, whatever will be the operation process, whatever will be the daily process, if suppose you are living in a society and you are getting water at your home daily, but if suppose you find out that okay, the pumping of water from base tank to the head tank is daily taking some time, or it's some always there are some problem with that pumping, so that is a special event. So you just know that other methods are easy. I'm getting municipal water correctly, overheads tanks are distributing it properly, but this pumping is having some problem, so that is a special event. You look for that, you get a good results. Sometimes you change the pumps, you change the pipelines or anything you may got a leakage, you correct them or anything. And day-to-day method, this was a special event. Day-to-day, like every day you go to canteen and you want a tea, you order a tea, that waiter comes, take your order, then after 5 minutes he bring the tea to your table, you drink it and go back. So it's a day-to-day activity. But in this you can Kaizen it by putting a coffee maker or a tea maker. Every employee will be given a coupon. He will put it in the coffee maker and you get a hot cup of tea in some seconds of time. So your time is reduced in a day-to-day activity. Process level versus sub-process. A major process like the same example which I have given of Papad, that was a sub-process. The aim was to make a product. That was the sub-process. At sub-process level you do some implementation, you find out the goal is not changed, the major process is not changed, you are just changing the sub-process of the system. Then there are 5 S: Sieri, Sierton, Siso, Shichiku and Shitsuke. These are some Japanese word, and very some of our Indian management guru have given the same S meaning to this word. The same meaning of Sierra is sorting. It do stand for sorting out the thing, then simplifying the thing, sweeping the thing, that comes under housekeeping, then standardizing the thing and sustaining. First you have to sort out your problems, then you have to simplify the problems, then work area should be clean, that comes under sweeping. Then after simplifying the problems, it comes about standardizing the practices, standardizing the SOPs, standard operating procedure they call it as. So that comes. Then sustaining. After getting the result, it's not just only about getting the result. Many a time you has to go for continuous improvement, and even after improvement, if you get the result, you have to be with the results. Many a time what happen, you get the result, again after some days the implementation gone down, people have started working with the earlier way they work, and the results which you have got at implementation level may not come across with the next level. So sustaining is also a most important part in Kaizen. Then here in this slide you can easily see how a simple implementation which costs really nothing can give you the best result. Here we can see the before and after pictures. Before, they has to put bubble wrap caps on rolls on some articles. So they used to have a bundle of bubble cap and they used to put it on the floor and have to bend, twist constantly. The article will be twisted and bubble wrap will be packed along them. It gives a unnecessary motions, as earlier said, that man has to every time take out the bubble cap, then again he has to fine tune the article and properly. Even the results are not, because the finally packed product is not, because some twists and turns take place in that bubble cap sheet, so you are not getting the best result. So after that, just put a holder and the bubble cap sheet will be rolled around that. It was very easy, it was coming very easily and very smoothly, and they are getting the results, and you can easily pack, no safety problems, the best packaging and everything you have got from them. Then the last part is pitfalls or the disadvantages in Kaizen. Many a times when as I have earlier said, that people who are working in the same process are very reluctant to change. They are very in that they don't want to change their process. They are saying that, okay, I'm getting the results, why you want to change the process? It may hamper my tempo or it may hamper my results. So many a times the major setback for Kaizen is the people's involvement. People are not quite keen to change their process. They want to be in their safe part. Then second is lack of proper procedure. People, if suppose someone coming here, this is the best method, we can get the result, you implement it, but without doing any design, without getting any data, you directly implement. Many a time this things fire backs to you, because doing it without study may get you a result on a instantly you may get a result, but after on a long note you may not get the results. And as I have told you earlier, in like suggestion, there was some 75,000 suggestions from 7,000 employees. So that many people think that, okay, I should contribute for my process, and they go and they suggest. Everyone thinks that, okay, ye need to next need to next. They want to suggest, and you get a big list of suggestions. You got a 1 or 2 people to check out for the suggestion, and finally you lost in that you can say cloud of suggestion. It bursts like anything, and you won't get an exact suggestion which you want to implement. So that also can lead to a time wastage. But as discussed earlier, Kaizen is a most important technique. It's a very small technique. It requires very less training compared to other quality improvement technique, and you get the best results, which can definitely improve your quality, which can improve your quantity in service industry, the customer satisfaction. Many places you get the results from Kaizen. It's a very easy technique, as I have told. It don't require much study. By doing simple implementation changes and taking people in confidence, you can get the best result of the existing process. Thank you.